open. Excuse me. That open. My phone on silent.
And so I asked that question that only blackout drunks and people with weird cravings can ask. Can I have a peppermint?
Oh, right, because I have to ask, can I have a peppermint?
You can have a peppermint.
It's too hot for me.
Hey.
Ah!
Yeah.
I don't want a peppermint.
You don't like the peppermint?
No, it's too spicy.
Then why'd you ask me for a mint?
I don't think that's part of the song, but it makes perfect sense.
It is because when I saw this, I ended up looking up the original song, and there is a whole nother verse to it, and that is the next line. I'm not just making that up. Yeah.
Oh, that's the more.
That's why I keep saying it every time. That's why I keep saying, when did the spiciness begin? Because that's such a funny line that is just... when did the spicy? That's one of the lines. It's like, why'd you ask me for a mint? I don't know. When did the spiciness begin? I don't know.
And I always, it's funny. I thought you like just made that up on the spot.
No.
Yeah. I also like pronouncing that line. It's got to be like a little croony, you know. It's got to be like, "Then why'd you ask me for a mint?"
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just moving my couch over.
Anyway, hi everybody, what's up? Welcome back to fucking this game. We're playing Phoenix Wright.
Right, Ace Attorney. I'm Taylor.
I'm Lou Jack.
And I'm plugging in my space heater because it's whoa.
Today's
wondering why my space heater sounds like a guitar. It's because I bumped into a guitar.
Today's stream brought to you by Palpagos's local Pal Tamers.
You see, Lujak and I, we're driving around Pal Worlds in our amphibious car thing. We're taking cases, we're solving crimes.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen any buddy cop movie in the last like 10 years outside of like Cop Out.
Oh, dude, I'll
watch like Hot Fuzz or something.
Same, but I fucking love Cop Out. Sean William Scott in that movie is just fucking great. He's fantastic.
But yeah, as I've told Lujak, like here's the thing, like Cop Out isn't like my favorite movie, but it has like, you know how some movies are just like there's like four like corners of movies there, and like on the bad end you have movies that are like bad by committee, and you have movies that are like an auteur's vision, but the vision was bad. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got like movies that were good because they were worked on as a group. And then I think Cop Out is that last one, that last corner, where it's like, oh, a couple of guys wanted to make a movie, and they did. A couple of guys were, what's his name, Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis.
Yeah, no, that becomes a lot easier to believe when you watch, like, the MCM mode, as he calls it, which is basically, like, with commentary, except instead of being just a voiceover, it's, like, actual Kevin Smith in frame fucking with the movie as he talks about it. And a lot of it is... yeah, a lot of it is...
the Emperor Cusco thing, where he's, like, drawn on the screen.
Yeah, shit like that. He does the Emperor Cusco thing. It's really fun. And they do talk about how a lot of the movie was just them improvising and coming up with dumb shit as a group. And one scene in particular, the one with Sean William Scott, where he's like, duck season, rabbit season. The whole premise of that entire shot was just everybody trying to make Bruce Willis laugh, because he's such a stone-faced, serious guy, and they all decided, like, I want this dude to just crack. Like, I want this dude to just lose his mind. So that whole scene was just everyone trying to get Bruce Willis to laugh the entire time.
Is that the one where Bruce Willis, as his character, does not recognize a quote from a movie starring Bruce Willis.
No, but that is one of my favorite scenes. It's the one where he's in the car with.
Favorite gags.
No, it's the one. It's my favorite gag as well. It's the best gag. But no, it's the one where they're in the.
Yay, and then it just cuts to Bruce Willis. Like, I've never seen it.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! I've never seen that movie. No, it's not that one. It's the one where they're in the car with Sean William Scott, and he's all like, "Knock knock, who's there? Don't you do it, Jim!" And it ends with like Tracy Morgan like beating up, like going into the back and just hitting Sean, and that's when Bruce Willis laughs. So they managed to get him to like genuinely laugh at the end of that scene, and it was is really funny.
Yeah, this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and we're gonna try to stay focused. We have, oh, right, Lujak, did you turn? Hold on, let me check the audio real quick.
He's checking the audio, checking the audio, checking the audio. That cop looks like he's a cardboard standout. Or cutout.
The news is I'm no longer blowing up the...
Cardboard cutout, what?
Hold on. The good news is I'm no longer blowing up the speakers. The bad news is I'm now a little too quiet.
Well, maybe turn yourself back up a little bit, or...
Yeah. Just adjust that. What? No, not you. I hope my whole like intro wasn't too quiet then. Dang it.
I hope so too, because it was a good, and I think it was a good intro. I thought it was funny. I laughed.
Alright, how do I sound now?
You sound the same to me, but maybe you sound better on the stream.
Turn your input down just a little bit so you're not as loud.
How's that? Is that better?
What was that?
Was what?
But yeah, turn keep going down. You go a little bit down, I'll go a little bit up.
Well, meet in the middle somewhere somehow.
The maximum I want to go here is like 75.
I am lower now. How do I sound now?
You could go a little bit lower.
Still?
Because if I
How about
have
now?
the volume at like the normal 100% on the video, I should be able to hear the music, myself, and I should be able to hear you without blowing up the speakers or being inaudible.
Can you hear me now?
Keep going, keep making noise.
Bad noise. Hello, 2 seconds here. The story's about me, not him, alright? Got that? Just to make sure we're on the same page. Alright, you can get back to your star now. Ah, fuck. Pushed the wrong button. What's with the chip of the bug?
That was... Did it loop? That was weird.
Do you loop?
Say something again?
Something again.
Oh, weird.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, not breaking the law, breaking the... I've never actually heard that song. I only know the bit from
you gain on your input, right?
Yes.
Project?
Yes? Do you not hear me, dude?
No, I mean like in OBS.
Yeah, yes.
Alright.
What did you think I was talking? Where else would I be fucking with it at?
Oh, you can also mess with your inputness on your sound settings. Go like
What?
sounds and then recording. Or, I don't know.
No. No, that's not what I did. Does this guy have 2 shirt pockets? Is that normal? I feel like I've never seen that.
Don't know. Huh? Alright, I don't know. I'll see. I'll try to ask someone to check the stream.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to mute this again so I don't keep hearing myself, but like
Yeah.
with a delay.
Yeah, it'd probably be good. Fuck, I need to move this. Hold on. Give me a second. Ah. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Can we get to talking now?
Right. All right. So, yeah, those of us just joining, we're interviewing Miles Edgeworth here, and he's been very reluctant to tell us the details of like, well, presumably he killed someone, and but like you didn't say that he did or didn't. He's just saying to stay away from the case. And then we're like, okay, but
Okay, but did you though?
lawyer. but lawyering though, this is kind of our whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what the whole game is.
So throw me a bone here. Oh yeah, and oh right, I believe, weren't we gonna present him with something surprising? Our last episode.
I think so. Oh yeah, I mentioned this last time, I'm pretty sure, but this whole thing feels like Sonic trying to help Shadow, and he's just like, come on, no, come on, man, no, come on,
like,
Shadow.
Blue color scheme too.
Which is extra funny because I keep comparing these guys to being just human versions of Sonic and Shadow.
I can see it in my head. I saw Miles Edgeworth in my head.
I saw Miles Edgeworth in my head. As Shadow the Hedgehog. The DL6 incident.
The DL6 incident was when my father died.
Dun dun dun! Oh, God.
Right before my eyes. He was shot and killed, and I saw it all.
Fuck. That's a hell of an origin story. In the immortal words of Nicolas Cage Spider-Man, that's a hell of an origin story.
Nicolas Cage Spider-Man?
The fucking Spider-Verse. He was the noir one, the black and white one.
Okay, yeah.
The one that punches
I
Nazis.
And I was imagining him like live action, but it's Nicolas Cage instead of like Stan Lee. You know?
No.
So it's just like Nicolas Cage cameos for no reason.
As funny as that would be, Nicolas Cage was at some point supposed to star in like a Tim Burton directed Superman movie once. I told you that like back in high school, and your response was to that was, "What's this? What's this? This green rock makes me sick."
Wait, hold on. I'm glad that you remember jokes so long that you'll tell them back to me. I'll be like, that's a good joke. Who made that? Oh, it was me.
Yeah, you did that.
It was me.
Just cut to like Peter Quill. It was me. Who's been eating my candy?
Oh man. Yeah, supposedly they had like a single like frame of that in one of the, I think it was the Flash movie, which was really bad.
I've heard. I haven't seen it, but
I've also seen like bits and pieces of it, and like
he puts a baby in a microwave at some point, and that just seems so weird to do in any context.
No, it was the someone made that, but it was the GIF where he's supposed to have the Flash is supposed to have saved a whole bunch of babies. And then, like, one he saved by, like, protecting it from, like, fire by putting it in a microwave and then carrying the microwave out, which is something that in a better movie would be really clever, right? Like, oh, right. I can move it at super speed, but, like, the air is still hot, so I have to protect this baby's baby skin. Oh, of course, I could put it in an unplugged appliance and carry that around.
Yeah.
I don't know, some kind of sense. Maybe it's swaddled or whatever. Like, that would be clever in a better movie, but somebody took that and then just like played it so like the person reacting to him is still like screaming because from their perspective, they just saw a guy like instantly appear next to a burning building and just put a bunch of like babies in front of her for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it's just a bad dream. But they played the migrate part backwards, so it's just like and then cuts to just cuts to the Flash. He puts the baby in the microwave and leaves. What are you doing? But honestly, the Flash movie doesn't. It messes with my brain because it feels like.
How are you gonna start a Flash's story with a fucking Flashpoint bullshit? Like, he hasn't even met Reverse Flash yet. He hasn't had like a proper like solo movie. He hasn't had any of his background really talked about. They seem to be, and he just feels that he doesn't feel like Barry Allen, you know. Like, I've experienced different versions of the Flash. I've seen the Wally West and I've seen the Barry Allen, and you know, he didn't. Is weird. It's the same issue I have with Batman. Batman doesn't feel like Batman.
I just realized something, Lujek. That the reason why
they feel like parodies of each other.
The reason, well, my old joke was that, like, you know how, you know, in the multiverse there's like a zillion different like alternate universes. There's one where everyone's like gender swapped. There's one where the heroes are villains and the villains are heroes. And there's also like the dark multiverse where things are evil, but they're also just kind of like bad. But I was thinking, and my joke was, oh well, the DC the DC movie universe is universe like -3, where the heroes are heroes and the villains are villains, but everything's still kind of bad. But I just realized this, Jack, that the weird like sense of like decay in the DC I keep wanting to say animated DC non-animated movies is that everyone is like already somehow at the end of their career despite like just showing up yesterday. Like the Flash is going to flashpoints before, like, right after joining the Justice League.
Batman's old for some reason.
Like, met the Joker and
another thing. Hold on. Another thing I want to point out before we continue further is that Batman and Flash not have like a proper history with each other yet also kind of makes this not work super well, because if y'all don't know Batman and the Flash, they're actually like weirdly chummy. Like they'll hang out and team up. They like each other. Like they'll just hang out sometimes. They're friends. Yeah, like they're friends. They're just actual friends in the Justice League. Yeah, so like there's a whole history that they have with each other building up to the Flashpoint storyline, and then that whole thing happens. So not having any of that as like a background for these two, and then just like having the first Flash movie be like Flashpoint, reboot the entire cinematic universe with a guy that nobody likes because he's trafficking people in real life and should be in jail. Why is this man working in movies?
That's like the most.
This guy's a criminal. Why is he acting?
You know it's like extra weird when you think about it. That like Warner Bros is simultaneously like, guys, we can't we can't just not have a movie. We have to have a movie to keep up appearances. Like we can't just not release a movie. Like we couldn't just skip a movie that's supposed to reboot the multiverse, but in a way that, like, we have a bunch of the original actors anyway, like, but only for a little bit, and it just kind of feels like a mess. But like, but not only that, but like they had a Batgirl movie. It didn't even have to connect to things. They could just put out the movie they already filmed and finished. Bring it back out of the vault and be like, okay, you can have your Batgirl movie because we messed up. And we didn't get like our Justice League together.
Man, when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows up for one movie and then goes, "Nah, y'all fucked up, I'm leaving, don't call me anymore."
Not even a jungle can bring me back.
You should feel bad. you should feel bad about yourself as, like, a human being.
I'm just...
If Dwayne The Rock Johnson came up to me and just said, hey, man, you're a bad person, rethink your life, I'd be like, alright, man, okay.
Just the Warner Bros. Being like, I'm making a complete what of myself, so... And now everything's worse because we discounted one of the only wrestlers in not only one of the only wrestlers that became an actor that people really like, but also makes it feel extra weird that we have a different wrestler on retainer.
Yeah. Yeah, now John Cena's there. Being Peacemaker.
Why?
You know, I will say this. I liked John Cena as Peacemaker. He made me laugh. He was funny. I think he was good for that role.
He was interesting, and I haven't seen the show. But,
I haven't either. I kind of want to.
Sorry, let's get back to this.
We gotta play. We gotta play a game. We gotta solve a case.
I believe I read this. My memories from that time are foggy. I suppose it's a self-defense mechanism. You gotta find a kid with goggles to explore his mind palace. Wait, hold on. That can mean a whole lot of different things.
I was gonna say, wait, what do you mean goggles?
I was thinking of Psychonauts, but then I'm pretty sure I forgot to tell you that I had been watching a playthrough of Psychonauts recently.
Oh, I have Psychonauts on Steam, and I fully plan to play that at some point. It's one game that I'm really looking forward to.
It's quite good. It has a lot of
I've heard
to it, and it made me realize that, like, oh, okay, you can add a lot of personality to a game by just have like really good voice set. I mean, just saying like, oh, just do something really well is easier said than done. But like, if you have play to your strengths, so if you have like a handful of like really good like voice actors, then just lean into that and give everyone like 5 extra bits of dialogue.
Yeah.
Like if you talk to someone extra times, they'll like keep telling you things.
Yeah. Oh fuck, man.
Oh man, remind me to send you a clip of the this kid in his speech where he's just like, this place was built on top of Indian burial ground, and under that there was, when the Indians were here, they discovered that there was an insane asylum, and it was haunted by this fishman who is an escaped lunatic from a different insane asylum.
Wait, what? How deep does this go? Jesus Christ!
Like, it just keeps. Well, that's the great thing. It's like the Zombo comic. It just keeps going. It's just layers upon layers. We gotta put that on the deepest layer of our bingo references to Zombo. Just because explaining any bit of Zombo requires you to take 5 steps back and explain the entire arc. So like, wait, hold on, why is he a zombie? Okay, so...
Fuck, hold on, what is Zombo? What is that from?
Oh no! No, okay, the reason that Zombo is a half zombie is that there are planets that are death worlds, and they will automatically try to, they're like sapient or sentient planets that will try to kill people on them. And to counter this, humanity made like these nanobot swarms that are supposed to like chew up life on death worlds as like a defense. But death worlds are too good and basically just kind of like hacked into the nanobots. So now the death world will have like angry plants and zombies and nanobots. But the twist is that the nanobots, the only thing they can't destroy is zombies for some reason. It's like a critical failure in their design somehow.
Do the plants fight the zombies?
Yeah, so to make a guy who can like control the nanobots, they had to make a guy who could like command nanobots, and then he had to be half zombie, so they couldn't eat him. You still following me here?
Yeah, okay, I'm following you. This sounds like some Metal Gear Solid bullshit. Go on.
Yeah, so they send in Zombo, who's a half zombie guy, and he just like kind of runs up to the nanobot swarm and like Pecos Bill style, just like somehow manages to grapple a nanobot swarm in his hands, and he's like, "No, you work for me now." And the nanobot swarm is like, "Oh, fine." Like, and nanobot swarm is super mad that it can't eat him, and then it just kind of like gives up, and he's like, "You are my shadow now." So now I'm Zombo, and then I have this shadow that can destroy stuff. He's simultaneously extremely vulnerable, but also overpowered in weird ways. Where he's just a zombie guy, but also he has like the kill cloud.
What is this? Is this like a comic or?
Yeah, it's a comic from like, I think it was the 80s. Is too long ago, maybe 90s.
And it's just called Zombo.
Mm-hmm.
That dude, I gotta check this out at some point.
I'll make a note of it. I'll make a note of it on the Discord so you'll remember after the stream. But
yes, please do. But we gotta fucking play the game.
It was a bit that I used to mention a lot, where Lou Jack and I would be talking about like, oh man, this is a Zombo situation where every time you bring up a plot point, it is so inexplicable that you have to explain how that happened. You're like, oh, and then this guy who looks like Walt Disney shows up, and you're like, why does he look like? Well, okay, so there's this big head-shaped space station.
It's like when I come up to you with the most absurd bullshit from whatever I'm into at the time, and you're like, you can't just come at me with that and then like not sit on it.
Show up. Lou Jack will like watch something that I hadn't heard of and be like, so this guy shows up and he has the cinnamon roll, but if he tries to separate the layers, it's radioactive, and that is how he activates his squirrel powers. And I'm like, wait, hold on.
Wait. How do you get from point A to point B?
Why is Walt Disney's head on a robot? Why is he piloting a robot? So yeah, it's Zombo. For some backstory, it all happened when I was trying to. I was looking up sci-fi comics because I was wondering, oh, there should be plenty of sci-fi comics out there. But it's more niche than you think. And somehow I ended up sorting comics by alphabetically, which meant that they all were like started with numbers or like symbols. And one of them was I think 2000 AD, which was a run of like an anthology comic, and that's how I discovered Zombo. And I was like, oh, neat. Like I just kind of found it accidentally, and I was like, hold on, I have to see how this pans out. And it just keeps going. Had like 3 seasons as far as I know, but
oh man,
yeah, I'll send you a link or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a crazy story.
Yeah. In any case, a suspect was arrested. Man.
A myth, a legend, if you will.
A man with the power.
The power of voodoo.
Voodoo? You're supposed to ask me what kind of man.
What kind of ah fuck, wait, I messed it up. Wait, run it back, do it again.
They arrested a man.
What man?
A man with the power.
What power?
Power of the voodoo.
Voodoo?
Voodoo.
Do what?
Have the rest of the man. I'm having a stroke.
Yeah, there wasn't really a good way to bring that back.
It's pretty clear he was the only one who could have killed my father. The spirit medium they used to talk to my late father said the same thing. It was an attorney by the name of Robert Hammond. Oh, he was an attorney.
Oh.
That puts more pieces together.
What?
Well, oh, okay. Hold on. So now we have like all like sort of 4 corners here. We have all of our current case is like sort of an echo of a earlier case where all the motivations seem to be linked to this old case that like supposedly I would say allegedly, legally speaking, allegedly was Robert Hammond's doing.
Right.
It was an
Right.
attorney by the name of Robert Hammond that cleared the suspect's name.
And Hammond is the victim in the Gourd Lake murder?
Correct. Correct!
The plot thickens! And the plot thickens again for Miles Edgeworth!
I saw Miles in my head.
I saw Miles in my head.
I gotta... hold on. I got a metal thinker clock on Gumtree. I asked, is this available? He said, it was my ex-girlfriend's thinking clock. Which not only doesn't answer my question...
Have we explained that bit? No, we cannot start talking
Someone
about...
has to animate that as a TikTok. Take that clip. Oh, man. Right. Spirit medium, that was my mom. What? You mean you're... It's strange.
Oh yeah, did you not know she was a spirit medium until now?
It's kind of funny that, like, if I were in his position, I probably wouldn't have put those pieces together until that moment, and then be like, oh, that
yeah,
that does explain a lot.
That explains.
I did kind of wonder what the whole Shrine Girl thing was
That
about.
explains so many things.
It's really funny though, like on a legal level. I'm just imagining like some background character, you know, like a later story or whatever. Like an antagonist of a later chapter is like, oh, I've been following you for a while. I thought I could get you on legal misconduct for trying to find evidence from channeling the dead, but I could never catch Maya actually doing that because she doesn't.
Yeah.
Just kind of like gives regular advice.
Yeah.
She might channel Mia, but very seldomly.
Very
So,
seldomly,
yeah.
and when she does, it works.
Someone make an edit of this game, but it's like it's the characters from Cop Out. That's chaotic.
Phoenix.
Just imagine.
Phoenix is like Paul, and Miles is like fucking Jimmy.
I don't know which. I feel like I only know him from 30 Rock, so I don't know his real name, but it's similar.
Who?
It's
Which
still
one?
Tracy, but it's
Tracy Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah. Where I feel like I can imagine him saying, "I have an extra stomach for staying."
I got an extra stomach for that
yeah.
stuff, Jimmy. I could eat like an infinite number of those.
Yeah, like he's like.
I could eat so many oh fuck.
The mischievous one with Bruce Willis as like the straight man. It just it just works.
Yeah, I could see that. I also totally just skipped through like 2 lines of dialogue by accident. Is there a way to
go on December 28th? Oh.
I wish there was a way to read back that.
Yeah, is there like a transcript?
Is there?
Luckily, there's a transcript for prosecutions, but you just show him the same item again, Brent. Maybe.
Well, I didn't show him an item. We were just talking.
Number 28. The statute of limitations on the case runs out in 3 days.
What?
Nick, what does that mean?
When a case's statute of limitations runs out legally, the case never happened.
For those at home, I believe the usual, like, or whatever, a statute of limitations is sort of a legal sort of time limit on how long ago something took place in order for it to be like tried in court. Some crimes have a statute of limitations, others don't, and you know, that kind of makes sense. Like, if you, like, killed someone or whatever, like, you can't be like, oh, well, I hid it for, 12 years or whatever, and then be like, nope, we still got you. But, you know, there is statute of limitations for more minor stuff, which is probably for the best, especially for really minor stuff, because it's like, because you could be on a podcast and be like, oh yeah, I allegedly shoplifted from a Walmart 12 years ago. Statute of limitation.
Yeah. There's a scene in the live-action One Piece where fucking Garp shows up at Zeph's restaurant,
I
and
keep saying that like I'm gonna believe that's a name, but I never do.
yeah, I know that you're really hung up on this whole Garp can't be his real name thing, but trust me, bro, it's his real name. Look, man.
They have Garp, but they don't have Daffy. Stupid name.
There's
Combine Garfield and Harp. Looks over, there's Garp, and he's really sad.
just looks up. He's got like his dog hat on, and he's just kind of like got his head down, and he's like silently crying on the inside. No, but Garp shows up at Zeph's restaurant, and this doesn't. I specify live action because this only happens in the live action. This doesn't happen in the
Alright.
in the anime. I don't think it happens in the. It doesn't happen in the manga either. But
Because I would have remembered someone named Garp.
yeah. No, you'd remember Garp if he showed up that early. He doesn't. No, Garp shows up at Zeph's restaurant in the live action, and he's like, "Oh, Redfoot Zeph, you were like a big bad pirate from the Grand Line." And Zeph's kind of just like, "Yeah, man, that was like fucking years ago. I'm a restaurant owner now," and it's very much just that kind of situation. Like, I don't know if there's actually a statute of limitations in the One Piece universe, but it essentially is just like, "Yeah, that was ages ago. I'm legit now. Don't fucking worry about it."
Man, how badass would it be if, like, I'm just imagining some kind of like a Marvel DC kind of situation where where someone is confirmed to be like immortal, and someone's like, oh well, I'm gonna read your receipts. I'm gonna figure out what you've been doing the last few while. And it's like, oh, I noticed that you did piracy in the golden age of piracy. What was it, the 1600s? And they're like, all right, well, I'm pretty sure there's a statute of limitations on naval crimes.
You gonna arrest me for
Like, it's too
piracy from
specific.
like hundreds of years ago?
And it's like, also, I see that you did a bunch of like illegal trading in the Ottoman Empire. Okay, well, a bunch of these countries don't even exist anymore.
And it gets to stuff that's like not even illegal anymore, like, oh, you were illegal selling alcohol during the Prohibition era. Yeah, that shit's legal now. You can't arrest me for it now.
Also see that you were married to multiple spouses, but at that time it was legal because it was at this part of the, or in this this part of the country.
Anyway, we gotta keep reading this, dude. We gotta get through this fucking game. We're never gonna finish this.
This is why I love the concept of it's why I love the Shield comics. I just love the backdrop, at least, of like a world where like the legal system still works as you would expect, but it's got so many shenanigans that you're like, all right, what would this count as?
Yeah. I do love, for whatever problems you might have with the She-Hulk show, I did think it was really funny when they had the immortal guy show up, and he would just get bored with a marriage and then kill himself so that they legally weren't married anymore because he's immortal.
And then what's her name has like the ultra diplomatic moment where they just like they negotiate this like 7-way deal where it's like, all right, all the have we all compromised, figure out like what we want from Immorto. Like, you get the summer home and you get this amount. You get an honest apology.
He literally just walks out the window. Like, he just jumps. Lands on a car, I think? I don't remember.
Yeah, and he normally he wouldn't take damage because he's a Night Runner.
Yeah.
He lands on the top of a car.
Just lands on the top of a car. Imagine
I've been playing
being
Little
that
Dragon Lore.
driver, like, what the fuck?
Man, oh man, I would. Because if you're outside of the car, you would, depending on how close you were, you would see that and be like, oh my god, and then you got up and you were like, oh okay, well my whole worldview has changed, but
Yeah,
I'm glad
he
he's
lived,
alright.
he
But
survived that.
if you were in the car, you would just like get this sense of paranoia because you'd be like, oh, this could happen to me at any time. Someone will just fall out of the sky, making an incredibly loud noise, damage my car.
Never leave your house again, develop crippling agoraphobia.
Ever since Socrates show up, I'm always afraid of the agora.
Okay.
That's the deep cut from my ancient Greece fans knowing what an agora is.
I don't get it, but we gotta get through this game. Fucking read the line.
It's like the open outdoor place where you would do philosophy.
Okay, that's
People
cool.
who played Assassin's Creed Odyssey knows what it is.
I haven't played Odyssey yet, but read the line.
Alright. 3 days from now, DL6 will be closed forever.
The suspect.
What happened to the suspect? The one who got off innocent. Thought he was gonna be like, you keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. The legal term is not guilty because we don't find people innocent. We find people not guilty.
Yeah.
There's both a legal and philosophical meaning behind that. Excuse me.
Right.
I don't know. He disappeared from public view. No one knows where to. If he's still alive, he's about 50 years old now.
I guess I can understand why he'd go into hiding.
Wait, I think I'm remembering.
I'm remembering.
I think I'm remembering the twist here, or at least I'm having hopes, because I'm like, I don't think it was. I think it's set up fairly early that like, oh, if Miles Edgeworth like did this crime or whatever.
I'm remembering.
Like, I don't know, maybe you would just say it.
I'm remembering another person who gets involved at some point soon, who like is behind the whole thing. Well, not like the murder, but a whole conspiracy thing of framing Miles or something.
If I'm recalling correctly, and this may be speculation, but if I recall correctly, I think it's that the guy in question, Robert Hammond, did meet with either the guy in question or like a middleman was at the lake around the same time or whatever, but they deliberately invited Miles Edgeworth because he's like the last witness, and they figured that, oh well, the statute of limitations is running out, which should mean we'll be fine, but also it's making us nervous because what if he tries to press charges because he gets like the opposite of cold feet. He gets hot feet.
Right. It'd be pretty hard to live a normal life after being a murder suspect in such a big case. You're fired. Was Darth Vader.
Just shows a picture of Robert Hammond. He's got like a big fake mustache. It's like, no, I'm Giuseppe Buongiorno. I run a pizzeria.
I run pizzeria. No.
Fun. Just even better. Just like made that up. It sounds made up. Mr. Buongiorno, was it? Yeah. I mean, see.
Oui,
no,
oui.
That's Spanish.
Oui. Buongiorno sounds like French.
Oh, it is C. Yeah. Apparently, yes, in Italian is also C, but it's with a grave accent on the I, so it's... So your father is... So, was your father a lawyer? He was... Gregory Edgeworth. He was quite famous at the time, apparently.
What a name, Gregory Edgeworth.
So, you were sort of trying to follow in his footsteps. We believe he may be following in his father's footsteps. What? Footsteps? No? And then he like steps on the ground. Footsteps.
Turns into like a game of charades.
It's young Frankenstein, Inspector Kemp. There's like a thick accent and a prosthetic arm.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I remember bits and pieces of Young Frankenstein. I remember the damn your eyes and too late.
Too late, yeah. Dude, Young Frankenstein.
And the
Young
put the
Frankenstein-
candle back.
It's funny. We did Young Frankenstein
In school.
at Valley of the. We did Young Frankenstein at Valley of the Moon. You might be like, wait, how did you do Young Frankenstein? It's got like a decent amount of like adult humor there. Well, here's the thing. If you cut out like the like last act basically, if you just like trim down the overall plot, you can skip a lot of the like sideways, a lot of the more adult humor, and it actually turns out pretty well.
Huh. Yeah, my first time seeing that movie was back in high school.
That, and it's also like, it's one of, I gotta say, like looking back, it's one of the movies that is both like a comedy, but also has moments that actually like really go hard. Like how he's like, Wildest Frankenstein, like terrified of the monster, and then realizes he's like that he's like his son, and while he's like talking him up, he's realizing that like he's created a son.
Yeah.
And like it just, oh man, mwah. I love stuff like that.
Was that movie in black and white?
Yes.
I remember that. That's also the movie that made me realize that black and white movies were also worth seeing. Because I had like a weird aversion to that for some reason.
No. I mean, you're not wrong, but that is funny though, because that movie came out like long after color was invented. It was done in black and white as like a stylistic choice.
Yeah, no, I know that, and there are other movies that do that. Like I think
was a kid.
Clerks. I didn't know that at the time either, but I think Clerks did the same thing, didn't it?
I don't think I've seen that one.
It was another Kevin Smith film, if I recall.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway.
I'd rather not talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, so should we show him something?
There should be like a check mark behind each thing that we show.
Yeah, there should be.
Editor put in the audio clip of Patrick shouting, "Look at it," every time we present some evidence.
Look at it!
Look at it!
Look at it!
I
Look
want all
at
of
it!
you to look at it.
I'll look at all of it.
Who would have thought there'd be a photo?
Edgeworth, did you shoot him?
What do you think, Wright?
I think no. I don't think you're the kind to point a gun at anyone, no.
That's him, and he's got like a little crossbow or something.
Just like a gun? No, of course not. I would never use a gun.
He's got a something. He's got like something that's loaded on a big spring or something.
No. He's just fucking Sniper from Yu Hawk show.
It's really hard to intimidate. You have to show what you can do first, because otherwise they're not intimidated by you holding up like a dime.
You got any idea how difficult it is to intimidate someone with a fucking pencil eraser? John Wick can take out an entire room with a pencil. This guy can kill you with a fucking eraser.
I like the concept that like so for those at home, I forget like what his power origin, like if he's like part demon or if
they all got powers from Sensui.
But Sniper's thing was that he could like flick things at incredible high speeds and accuracy,
which is such a cool power.
Yeah, and I like that, like the concept of like, what if you took some like a character like Gambit or whatever, but they flick things really, really fast, like a bullet, and so the main, like, sort of adjustment to their powers is just what they're flicking. So if it's like a plastic die or whatever, then it'll go through like windows and do a lot of damage, but it won't go through walls.
Not only that, but he can show up with like an actual gun loaded with bullets, and they'll just be like extra powerful for no reason because his whole thing is just making things absurdly strong.
I didn't remember that. I would have assumed he would take the bullets out of the gun and then take the
Wait, hold on.
off
I
the
might be
cartridge
remembering
and then flick to
incorrect.
the bullets instead.
I might be remembering wrong because he either had a gun at some point or he was flicking bullets at some point. Or I could be making the whole thing up. You know what? It's been so long since I've watched a Yu Hakusho. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
I feel like I would have remembered a character with an actual gun in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Someone had a gun at some point, if I recall.
I'm not gonna look it up. That would ruin the mystery. I can't do that right now.
Anyway.
You didn't shoot him? No, I didn't. It wasn't me. Oh, and that's the other thing. So, you know how we have a blurry picture with two guys on the boat? This whole time we've been assuming, oh, well, he has to be one of the guys on the boat. Not necessarily. There could be one guy on the boat and another guy on the boat. And then Miles Edgeworth could have also been invited out onto the lake. And specifically because someone wanted to get away with the murder by shooting a guy. And if anyone was like, ah, yes, I heard a gunshot, and then I saw Miles Edgeworth running away, like, they would put it together that way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Right?
Hmm?
It pains me to ask you this now.
So, you tired of being a llama?
A llama?
It's when Cusco goes to ask Pacha for help after the big mid-part breakup, and he's like, "Listen, Pacha, what I said," and Pacha just stops him and is like, "So, you tired of being a llama?" And he just cries like, "Yes."
I know. You want us to defend you. Yes. Will you?
Of course we won't.
I have to know.
But I'm gonna save this.
This is what we play for. Okay, we'll play the game for fun, and we do it for y'all, and we do it for the commentary. But also
we need to see what happens.
We also do all the we also make a lot of mistakes, sometimes on purpose, because I need to know what kind of weird flashback or whatever flash forward we get.
I'm still not over how when I purposely threw the game and it was just like a whole, this is what would happen if I quit the trial. It just brought me back.
If you quit the trial, then you get grumpy. When you get grumpy, you want to go blow off steam at racquetball. When you blow off steam at racquetball, you end up having to wear an eye patch. And when you wear an eye patch, people think you're tough. And when people think you're tough, they want to know how tough. And they want to know how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch.
What? Did you just make that up?
No, it's a DirecTV thing.
Sorry, Edgy. No way.
Right. Nick?
Hey, don't look so serious, guys. I was kidding.
How wild would it be if you were playing a game like this? Like, it's got the visual novel style, right? And, someone's telling, a really spooky story or whatever, and the character in the background just, sneezes and everyone jumps.
Yeah.
The character you thought wasn't animated, just... and everyone's like, ah! And, the dialogue actually says, ah, everyone shows up on screen, they're like, oh, wow, we forgot you were there.
That'd be so fucking funny. What
is a butler? I'm imagining a butler or something, and then I'm like, oh man, what does a butler do when they sneeze? I can't imagine one sneezing, but I know they have to.
Dude, you're right. Fucking Alfred, that would be. I don't picture Alfred as
avoid a sneeze at all costs, and if you do
sneezes.
sneeze, be like, pardon me, and you just retire to your room.
Yeah, you just leave for the evening.
Can't live with this shame.
I was kidding.
Alright.
Just a little joke.
There was nothing little or joke-like about it.
I thought it was funny.
Nick, do it over.
Yes, Your Honor. How can I refuse the offer?
Thank you, Wright.
This is my chance to finally pay you back. Okay, I think it pretty much plays out the same from here. I'm gonna reload.
Oh, I thought we were
Oh, or are we done? Are we done tonight?
let's go from here and then we'll say.
Alright.
Oh man.
Who could have...
Funny joke?
What's that?
Funny joke?
Funny joke? Mmm! It's a deep cut for you Game Grumps fans.
Oh man.
Mario Maker. Who could have guessed this day would come?
Not me.
This is my chance to finally pay you back. See, it does play out exactly the same from that
Hey,
point.
I'm back.
Taylor?
Hold on. I was grabbing a beverage. Amy back. Or what? I don't remember ever doing anything for you.
Never mind. I guess you don't really need to know.
My letter of request. Please give it to Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah!
Alright. I guess
Well,
that makes sense.
yeah. Well, I guess we should... Oh? What's that?
Big one! Ah! It's coming down! Ooh, that was scary.
Huh? Where's Edgeworth?
Face to the floor! There. Did he take cover under the, Oh. He's on the floor in a ball, shivering. Why are... They used the wrong sprite for this.
Oh, yeah, what is this one?
He's just fine.
What the fuck?
I is normally like a very like I don't know, at least somewhat empathetic character. So whenever she's just like, he's on the floor in a ball shivering, and I'm like, you guys used the wrong sprite for this.
You can't look happy when you're saying that. That's so fucked up.
Guess he doesn't do so well with earthquakes.
I've heard of running, but curling up in a ball?
Wait, Lujek! Lujek!
Wow.
It's way out of left field, but I figured it out. I figured it out. So you know how there was Gordy sightings, right?
Yeah.
Gord Lake? Okay, so
Yeah.
what if the two guys, they're trying to like get a picture of Gordy in Gord Lake. One of them was kind of foolish though. He brought a pistol, and Gordy actually shows up. One tries to get a picture, and Gordy like pushes the boat. The other one like tries to shoot at Gordy. He misses, shoots the buddy, and then like falls off the boat, and Gordy eats him. And so you don't have the camera or the other guy.
Dude, that would be fucking twisted. I kind of want...
And the only other guy at the park at that time is Miles, who was invited to the Gordy hunt, but only showed up fashionably late.
Miles is just like, what the fuck?
I'm trying to imagine Miles in like casual clothes, and I'm like, yeah, that could work, because like, there's no way I would not get into a boat if I had like the roughs and everything. I feel like that would weigh me down in an aquatic environment.
Yeah, but it's hard to imagine Miles in not fancy attire.
Yeah, it's just custom Miles, and he showers with it on. It's just...
Yeah, it's like a shower suit. It's like JD's shower suit shorts from Scrubs for the man who has nothing to hide, but still wants to.
How do you bathe yourself then? Well, I clean my head, my neck, my hands, my feet, and then I just put a hose in one end and then it just blasts out the other.
Oh no.
Alright. Well, I guess we're done. Dude, we should use that as the thumbnail for.
Yeah, well, I guess we're done. We should.
Mr. Edgeworth doesn't seem like he's gonna stand up anytime soon. Let's go next. Oh yeah, our next stop is Gumshoe. Next stop,
Yeah.
Gumshoe Island.
Right. That sounds like a One Piece location.
Dude, One Piece would totally have like Gumshoe Island where everyone is a detective for some reason.
Yeah, it's like a weird culture thing.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing, but you'd think that with everyone being a detective, like, crimes would be really, like, uncommon. But the thing is that, like, they're all really good at, like, hiding their tracks and, like, not telling each other where they're gonna be because they're all doing, you know, your detective, like, what's it called? Operational security.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's actually really hard to find, like, if someone did do a crime because the person who did it's also really good.
Yeah.
That's why they need an outsider, so they need the One Piece crew. I need to be stopped.
Dude, you're just writing a whole fan fiction You're just writing a whole fan fiction at this point.
Oh no. Gumshoe Island. What is it? Funimation or whatever the heck.
Yeah, Funimation.
Yeah.
Sounds like a filler arc.
Oh, that's your line.
We have to give Edgeworth's letter of request to Detective Gumshoe Island.
Alright.
Alright.
Save the game. Game adjourned.
Game adjourned. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. Take care. I've been Lou Jack.
I've been Taylor.
And I'm reminding you to take care.
Stay awesome.
Have a beautiful day.
We'll see you next time.
Drink your water and also watch fucking some Bionic Titan. And go play Power World. Power World's fun.
Yeah. Although it is okay if you wait until it's like actually done because it's in version like 0.1 point something right now.
Yeah, because I was actually talking to my friend at work.
As fun as it is to fiddle around with, I'm like,
yeah,
cooking.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my friend at work about that, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to finish cooking, and then I'm gonna check it out. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.